Should you have need of my services, I am at your disposal night or day, Puri had told Kapoor after finishing every last morsel. Then, last week, he'd played bagman for Mr. and Mrs. Pathak and got back their precious Roger from his kidnappers. How they could have brought themselves to pay the 5 lakh rupees was beyond him. It was a staggering amount, more than the average worker made in 10 years. But what was even more shocking, absolutely mind-blowing, in Puri's words, was Madam's claim that she would have paid 10 times that amount after receiving the traumatizing ransom video that showed her pooch being tortured, lying on a dirty concrete floor rather than a silk cushion. The detective almost wished he hadn't bothered delivering the cash. He would rather have enjoyed the prospect of the kidnapped gang carrying out their threat to eat Roger. And they would have done it, too, given that they hailed from Nagaland, where pug kebab was considered something of a delicacy. But, being a man of his word and integrity also, Puri, along with his faithful team of undercover operatives, had caught the Gundas by using a miniature pincher as bait. June had also brought in a few standard matrimonial investigations, although, with the monsoon almost upon them, India's wedding industry had taken a honeymoon. And then there was the Jain jewellery heist. Puri had caught the thieves. Within 7 hours of receiving the call from his client, First National Hindustan Insurance Corporation, Inc. "These Charlies left so many of clues when they decamped with the loot, it is like following crumbs to the cookie jar," Puri declared at the time, certain that he'd broken some kind of record. But then he'd hit something of a brick wall. Of the 2.5 crore of jewellery taken from the Jains' multi-million-dollar luxury Delhi villa, Puri had recovered just 2 pairs of earrings, 4 bangles, and a couple of 100,000 rupees in cash. Delhi's chief of police gloated, telling the baying press corps that amateurs were not up to the task. And yet, the chief fared no better, soon coming to the stunning conclusion that the gang had stashed the loot at some secret location between the Jains' palatial residence and their hideout. Desperate, the chief had then reverted to a necroanalysis test. Although a violation of an individual's rights under the Indian Constitution, not to mention a form of torture according to international law, this involved injecting the accused with a truth serum and monitoring their brain patterns. The results were comic at best. Under the influence, the gang members, who all giggled as they deposed, told their interrogators that they might care to find the jewellery in a variety of different locations. These included the top of Mount Everest and up the chief's rear passage. Yet, when sober, they strenuously denied having taken anything more than the earrings, bangles, and cash. "That was all there was in the safe," their leader insisted. In the 3 weeks since, Puri had questioned everyone who'd had access to the house. He'd also put every known fence or dealer of stolen gemstones in North India under the scanner, in case one of them had been past the consignment. But to no avail. "Only one case has slipped through my fingers in my long and illustrious career, and that through no fault of my own," Puri reminded his executive secretary, Elizabeth Rani, as he sat in his office at Khan Market that Saturday morning. The Jain jewellery heist file lay on the desk in front of him. The words, "Status, case successfully concluded and closed," which he'd hoped to stamp in bold, definitive letters across the front some days ago, were conspicuous by their absence. "Even the most rare of diamonds has flaws," he added. "Yet when it comes to Vish Puri's performance, till date, you will not find a single one." Elizabeth Rani had brought him a fresh cup of masala chai, only to find the last one still lying untouched on his desk, along with his favourite coconut biscuits. This was unprecedented. Usually the refreshments lasted only minutes. Things must be bad, she reflected. "I'm sure it will only be a question of time before you locate the jewels," she said, as supportive as ever. "It has only been a few weeks, after all. No one evades Sir forever." "Most true, Madam Rani, most true. Even Jagga, one of the most..."